Hey, welcome in.
Welcome to the Arrowhead Addict podcast.
We are here coming to you live.
The Kansas City Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl. You only win a Super Bowl 2 times every 5 years, right? Oh! The warm-up act is over. Let's bring in Melissa Etheridge, massive Chiefs fan. Melissa.
Super Bowl champion, 2-time Pro Bowler, and Trent Green. Trent Green, how you doing?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
And he picked it up! He picked it up! He's gonna score! And we'll see you next week, but until then, as always, go Chiefs. All right, welcome into an emergency podcast for the Arrowhead Addict channel. Patrick Allen here with you. Unfortunately, bad news across the Chiefs kingdom. We saw his ankle get rolled up on during last night's game. And unfortunately, Chiefs running back Isiah Pacheco will miss real time because he has a fractured fibula. In layman's terms, he broke his ankle. So Pacheco is going to be out. It came down this morning. He left the stadium last night in a walking boot and on crutches. It didn't look good. This is a serious injury. He could be looking at 4 to 6 weeks, maybe even 8 weeks, according to some of the NFL experts out there. I believe that timeline came from NFL's Ian Rappaport. Look, man, this is tough. This is a big blow to the Chiefs. Pacheco is a big part of what the Chiefs do. And as much as I love Carson Steele, this is not a guy, you're not looking at Carson Steele and saying, yeah, this is a 15 carry a game guy for us, right? He does a certain thing very well. He can block a little bit, and he's your short yardage guy. He's your hammer. But this was an undrafted guy. There's a reason for that. And I don't think it's reasonable. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think it's reasonable to expect that Carson Steele is going to go out there and just start tearing apart NFL defenses. He's not a particularly fast guy. He's a power runner. That's his role. So the Chiefs have some decisions to make. We're going to go through those in just a minute, but I want to zoom out for a second. And if you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button. Let's try to get some Chiefs fans updated if we can. I want to zoom back a little bit and talk about the impact that this has on the Chiefs early in the season. Look, the Chiefs offense is not in a really good place right now from what they planned on, where they planned on being when they entered training camp. Hollywood Brown's going to miss the entire season with that like collarbone issue. He could come back for the playoffs, but he's having surgery, I think, today on that injury. So you don't have the veteran speedster at wide receiver that you hope to have. And now you've lost your running back and Isiah Pacheco for the next month, probably at least. I mean, he's going to go to IR, so he's going to miss at least 4 games. And then we'll see from there how quickly. Bones heal pretty quickly, but he's got to heal first, and then he's got to work back into playing shape. And they're going to look closer today as well. There could be damage to ligaments, other things. They got the X-ray, right? So they need to make sure that when you have a serious injury like that, sometimes other things get hurt as well. So bad news for the Chiefs. And offensively, if you're looking at them, it's just a really big blow to lose Pacheco and Hollywood Brown because Xavier Worthy is a rookie. And as we saw with Rashee Rice last year, it's going to take time for him to come along. It could take all season for him to come along. He's already made an impact on the team, but he's probably limited in the things that he can do and the things that he can do really well. And he just needs to get out there and get reps against NFL coverages, NFL corners. So it's going to take some time for him to develop. So when you lose Hollywood Brown, okay, that stinks, but you're looking at your offense and you still got Travis Kelce, you still got Rashee Rice, and you've got Pacheco, so you've got time for Xavier Worthy to develop. Now you're looking at an accelerated timeline for Worthy. You need him to start making impact. On top of all that, as we saw in the game last night, the Chiefs have serious issues right now at the left tackle position. Kingsley Suamataia struggled so much, he got benched in the game. Wanye Morris came in. And keep in mind that Wanye Morris is a guy who, if the Chiefs felt like he could be their starting left tackle, they wouldn't have drafted Kingsley in the first place. So if you stack those two guys up against each other, the Chiefs probably felt a little bit more comfortable with Wanye after seeing Kingsley struggle so much. But Kingsley came in and got the job right out of training camp. I think he's going to be fine long-term, but he's, at least the Chiefs are telling us by their actions, he's a better left tackle than Wanye Morris is for the Chiefs, but maybe not right now. So, the Chiefs are really glad, they should be really glad they're 2-0 because they've got some issues. I don't think it's catastrophic, but they're going to have to figure some things out. You got, who's your left tackle? You've got a rookie over there. That's not a reliable position for you right now. You've got a rookie wide receiver that you need a lot of really quickly. Travis Kelce hasn't done anything this season so far. And now you've lost Isiah Pacheco. So Chiefs offense is hurting. We were feeling really good about him coming into the season, and now you've got some issues. Obviously, the easiest thing to do is to get Travis Kelce going. The Chiefs need to figure that out. But they're going to have to bring somebody in. So I'll go over the options here for you. And thanks to my guy, Matt Connor, who, if you want a deeper dive into all of this throughout today, throughout the course of the week, go to arrowheadaddict.com. Matt Connor, Branson, all the guys over there, Lyle, Stacy, they're going to keep you updated on everything that's happening. What are the options for replacing Isiah Pacheco? I don't think the option is do nothing. Put him on IR and do nothing and try to make it work with Carson Steele and Samaje Perine. Samaje Perine's a talented back, but he just got cut from the Broncos. Like, he has some deficiencies. I don't think you want to put all your eggs in the basket of Carson Steele and Samaje Perine. So there's a couple things. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is still on the roster. You're obviously very familiar with him, but he's on the non-football injury list. So he has to be out for at least the first 4 games of the season. So maybe he, and I don't think you can rely on him, right? He's dealing with some mental health issues so bad that he was not able to even be on the active roster to start the season. The most important thing right now for Clyde is for Clyde to take care of Clyde. So he's rightfully prioritizing his mental health. So the Chiefs can't really rely on him or say, like, it's just too dicey to be like, well, we're definitely going to get, he's not coming back from a physical injury that is healing and you could put a timeline on it. So you can't count on Clyde Edwards-Helaire. We may not see him all season. Imani Bailey's on the practice squad with Keontae Ingram, right? So those guys were there. You can elevate those guys. They probably will, one of them, and you've got your depth. Matt points out that LaMichael Perine is familiar, Samaje's brother. He could come back as a free agent. He's not the brother of Samaje. They're cousins. You've got Deneric Prince. He's on the Dolphins practice squad. So the Chiefs, now Deneric Prince, this is a guy that was getting snaps with the starters early in training camp, ends up not making the roster. Carson Steele kind of knocks him out. Well, he's on the Dolphins practice squad. So if the Chiefs want him, they could just take him. They have to elevate him to the 53-man roster, but they would need him there anyway, because presumably he'd be getting work. Jerick McKinnon is still out there. Obviously, there's concerns with him. He wasn't used as much at the end of last season. He's older. Then again, the Chiefs have protection issues. What's the one thing that McKinnon is really great at? Protection. So if you're looking for extra help for Kingsley Suamataia or Wanye Morris or whoever they're putting out there, maybe you make a call to McKinnon and you can use him as an emergency back, as a pass catcher on third down, and also as somebody who can get in there and block a little bit for you. Kareem Hunt. Look, he was serviceable for the Browns last season in relief. There's obviously trust issues with Kareem Hunt. It doesn't feel like he's a guy that they would bring back just based on their history with him in the past. But as far as I can tell, he's been on the straight and narrow since his incident that got him cut from the Chiefs. He's familiar with Andy Reid's system. He's out there. Nobody has signed him. He could be toast. It could be worth, going with somebody younger, but it's an option that the Chiefs should at least maybe consider. And And then, of course, you got the trade deadline coming up. Matt points out, what about Miles Sanders from Carolina? They're going nowhere fast. So there's some options out there. Again, Pacheco's going to get more tests later this morning, so we may find out more before the end of the day. So keep your eyes on arrowheadaddict.com. He's probably not going to be lost for the whole season, but the Chiefs are in a little bit of trouble offensively. They got to figure some things out. Luckily, they still got 15. They got Andy Reid, so they'll be able to do it. Go into the chat. Spence says, I'm bummed out about Pacheco, man. I hope they have a backup plan behind his injury. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of it, right? About time says, Pop being gone, going to suck. Then a year with Hollywood that he can't play. Yeah, I mean, this is, it's a tough break for the Chiefs. But look around the NFL. Ask the Miami Dolphins. Ask these other teams that have dealt with, how about the Rams? They lost Puka Nacua. Now Cooper Kupp's injured. The Chiefs have been pretty lucky when it comes to injuries over the years. It's impossible to dodge that bullet forever. So here we are. And Chiefs are going to have to dig deep, but at least this is happening early in the season. So you've got a good chance of getting Pacheco back for the stretch run and for the playoffs, and he'll be fresh. So he won't have as much of the wear and tear from the season. So hopefully he's able to heal up and get conditioned. And the Chiefs are really good about I talked about this heading into the season, that the Chiefs are really good about dealing with these running backs. They don't necessarily need a stud back there to succeed. They haven't really had that guy pretty much since Kareem Hunt left, and they've won 3 Super Bowls. So if any team can make it work with their offense, it's the Chiefs, but they're facing a lot of adversity right now. Before we get out of here, I want to let you know we got a special promotion going on with Underdog Fantasy. This is an app I use all the time. It's a ton of fun. It's really simple, right? You just kind of you go in and they present you with players, right? So like tonight, you got Monday Night Football going on. They got Jalen Hurts, and so they'll say, hey, is Jalen Hurts going to have? They'll talk about like his touchdowns. It's going to be higher or lower than 1.5 touchdown passes, or they'll do the passing yards higher or lower. It's a lot of fun. I play it all the time. It's easy. You get a chance to win a little bit of cash maybe, but it's really straightforward, and signing up's really easy. And you can help our podcast if you just go to Underdog, get the mobile app or underdogfantasy.com, and you sign up with our promo code Arrowhead Addict. Underdog will give you a free pick that you can use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000. It's $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. So that's Underdog Fantasy, promo code Arrowhead Addict to claim your new customer special of a free pick on your deposit offer. You got to be 18 or older, 21 and older in Massachusetts and Arizona, 19 and older in Alabama and New England. And you got to be present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Again, this is fantasy. Terms apply, void in Connecticut. If you're concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP, or text NEXT STEP to 53342. In New York, or call the 24/7 HOPE line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY, or text HOPE-NY. That's 467-369 in New York. It's a lot of fun. It's a blast. If you like fantasy, Underdog is definitely the way to go. Another thing about Underdog, just for me personally, that I really like is their app is faster than anybody else's app when things happen. Like if a guy gets injured or goes down, it's faster than ESPN, any of the other fantasy platforms that I use. Underdog's great, man. I get updates right away. They're lightning quick. So check it out. And it's a great way to support the show. Use that code Arrowhead Addict at Underdog Fantasy. All right, everybody, I got to get going. I'm bummed to have to pass along this news to you about Isiah Pacheco, but the Chiefs are going to figure it out. Don't worry. They got the Falcons next week, Sunday Night Football, first road game of the season. I think the Chiefs are going to figure it out. But they need – look, there's 2 guys that got to step up. Whoever they bring in to run the football for this team, they need Travis Kelce and Xavier Worthy to step up in this offense. And somebody's got to do something about tackle. I don't know, Kingsley, Wanya Morris, call Donovan Smith, get Andy Reid in there. I don't chip, but Patrick Mahomes, the only thing that can stop Patrick Mahomes is him not being upright. So bad game last night for him, protection issues. Chiefs were able to run the ball. Well, that could be gone now. So Chiefs got to figure it out. All right. Thank you, everybody, for hopping into this emergency podcast. We'll be back with our regular slate of shows. And if any other big breaking news happens, we'll hop on and we'll get it to you. Appreciate you. Hit that like button on your way out. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you've got notifications on. Until Thursday, when I see you guys again, go Chiefs.